Ray, coming into this race, Justin Bonsignor has won 6 of the races this season.
Yeah, his new car, new chassis combination has really got a leg up on the competition right now.
When it comes to experience here, Doug Kobe has a ton of it. Take us for a lap with him, Ray.
Wow, unbelievable. This place is fast. It's round. A lot of on-throttle time. Look at how deep he is down in that corner, how quick he picks up that throttle. You're turning while you're still driving down in the corner and then on the throttle. Watch how fast he's around. We've already made 1 lap. He's on his 2nd lap right now. Listen to that throttle. Not a lot of off-throttle time there, Ralph. Almost 130 miles per hour average around here.
Boy, this place is all about the modifieds, and if you're afraid of speed, this is not the venue for you. One guy who we know is very fast so far this weekend is Matt Hirshman. He's with Derek.
Well, Ralph, they say the 3rd time's the charm, and they're hoping that's the case with Matt Hirshman. So far, he's run 3 NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour races this year, finished 3rd all 3 times out. Last night, he won the ROC Modified race up the road at the Spencer Speedway, and you think that momentum can carry over to winning here tonight?
A positive momentum's always a good thing. It can't hurt. It was a great race. Everybody that has been down here for the autograph session that was there last night was really bragging about how great of a race it was. They really enjoyed it. So hopefully we can do that again here, put on another good show. That's really the main thing, so the fans get a good show here. And it'd be nice if, for us, if we come out on top. I think our chances are as good as any, but that don't make it any easier.
You've won tons of races here. You've won the Race of Champions, of course, the big race they have here at the end of the year, ROC races. Is it just a case where you feel more comfortable than the guys who are invading from the Modified Tour?
Well, they all have experience now because the Tour's been here 3 years in a row. But we missed the first year, but we came here last year, set fast time, led majority of the race, but got beat after the pit stop and finished 2nd. So, and again, here we are this year. We're starting on the pole again. So we got a good starting spot, but this year, live pit stops. The complexion of the race can be completely different, and you know, at the end it'd be nice to be the man on top of the board.
Money Matt, he's going to be the drum major of this parade. He's going to bring the field to green tonight.
Winged or non-winged, Oswego Speedway is known for modifieds. Today, it's the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour that will be the stars at the Steel Palace. We'll throw the green flag and go racing right after this, right here on the home of the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour and BCSN.
Well, our Who to Watch driver tonight will be the Modifieds version of 5-time. That's Doug Kobe from Milford, Connecticut. He rolls off 6th, and when we talked earlier in the day, their focus was on consistency. He understands the track changes a lot from day to night here at the Oswego Speedway. We're only a stone's throw from Lake Ontario, and when the night falls and the breeze picks up, you get a lot of dew and moisture on the track surface, makes it pretty slick. So what they focused on was the car staying consistent from the start of the race to the finish of the race, and they think that that's going to bring him to victory lane here. He's already won here in Oswego in the past. They're looking for another win at this track.
Well, Kobe, with just 1 win this year, this would be a great place for him to pick up another one, Ray. He's 4th in the point standings.
Yeah, and he likes to go fast, so I think he can get out there. But, boy, I'm going to tell you what, Matt Hirshman is really, really good here. This may be the time that he breaks through, takes that PD Motorsports car to victory lane for the first time this year on the Tour.
What do you think about Bonsignor starting just in front of Kobe? Do you think Kobe maybe tucks in behind him and follows the hottest driver on the Tour through?
Well, I'm not sure about that. They're going to have to be able to deal with Matt. I don't know that they're going through, but I will tell you that Kobe's got to start to make up some big points on Bonsignor if he wants to be in this battle.
It is a gap of 64 points between Bonsignor and Dowling. That's 1st to 2nd in the standings as we get ready for the green here at Oswego.
Good, clean start there, Ralph, but I'm not so sure it's going to stay that way all day. This is a very difficult track for the guys to run because it's high speed, inside and outside walls, and you're actually driving into the corner under throttle with that inside wall, really not being able to see what's up ahead of you. as we see a great battle right there with Chase Dowling and Matt Hirshman side by side.
Well, Dowling is not giving up at all, is he? He's hanging on that outside. And, Ray, this is a worn-out racing surface, too.
It is, and they've got some rubber down. And it's, you know, with Chase Dowling, 4 second-place finishes this year. Be a great. This would be a great first win for him.
Well, Dowling was credited with leading that lap. And he's going to now tuck into second place. There's Solomito on the inside of Goodale. Solomito's in that red and white 16. Summers just in front of them in the 64. Goodale looks like he's going to try to get around both of them on the outside in the 58.
And as you can see, you know, the track surface there is a little bit bumpy, so they're running down in that corner over 130 miles per hour, up and down, bouncing on that right rear, sliding around a little bit. These guys are working behind the wheel of the modifieds.
It's not just about getting high horsepower for this place, but you've got to get it to the surface. And with all those bumps, it's really hard to dial in the suspension, isn't it?
Yeah, and you've got to remember, a lot of these guys come from the shorter tracks where they're on and off the throttle, they're on the right rear a lot. This is really high speed, one of the fastest tracks that they will run with these modifieds, even though it's listed as 5/8 of a mile track. You know, the speeds run here are as fast as they run anywhere, getting close to the speeds at Loudon.
Dowling still hanging in there. He's fighting hard on the inside, Derek.
Listening to Chase Dowling talking to the spotters over the radio, they said be careful with your entry into turn number 3. If you get pinched down, the car behind you can pounce on you.
How about Patrick Emmerling sitting there in third in his 07?
I remember watching Kobe on the outside. Oh, look at that. Oh, wow, that camera work is amazing. Love these in-car camera shots. You can see that piece of orange tape, how much he's got it turned straight now, and he drives down into that corner, and he'll pull that thing to the left. But watch how close he gets to that inside wall.
And, Ray, that's a great shot to show how high that inside wall is, too. It's almost a blind corner, if you will.
Absolutely. You cannot see entering that thing. I'm going to tell you, Ralph, I was fortunate enough to run a couple of races at Oswego. Fortunate in some ways, not in the other. We had a good second-place finish there once, but it's also about the hardest I've hit anything in my life. It's fast, and when you hit those solid steel walls, it definitely rings your bell.
Now, they do have a very unique safety device here at Oswego as well. Big, huge foam blocks that they have incorporated. You can see them on the outside, and you can see how torn up they've gotten from cars hitting them. They will do a lot to absorb the impact, but they don't go all the way around the racetrack either. So there's still plenty of steel plates to hit as well, as we continue to see Hirshman leading Dowling, with Emmerling sitting in third.
Yeah, we're up about 12 laps in here, almost 12 laps in. The tire pressures are up now. The temperature's up. You're starting to watch the guys slide around a little bit, and some of the guys are starting to move forward. This is where Matt Hirshman really excels. He's so smooth, but Chase Dowling's not going to let him take a break.
Boy, he's feeling racy, isn't he? Dowling really putting the pressure on. Hirshman is looking for his first win on the tour this year. Welcome back to the Steel Palace. First caution after 75 of 150 laps. Tyler Ripkema has stalled out on the racetrack, and that will slow the field down.
We got the guys doubled up again here, getting ready to go for a restart. We saw some great side-by-side racing on our original start with Matt Hirshman and Chase Dowling. Let's see. Good start by Matt. Chase not afraid to use that outside, Ralph.
No, and I like Kobe on the inside of the 2, and he's got Bonsignor behind him in the 51.
Emmerling right there as well. Inside, here's that onboard.
Well, you can see that suspension really moving around on these cars.
Yeah, and the other thing we see, Ralph, is watching those front wheels turn left and right, and that tells me there's not a lot of grip. Oh, so we're inside of Matt Swanson right here. Watch him. He's working that wheel. They're sliding around. They're not stuck. Timmy Solomito sideways right in front of him.
Yeah, it looked like they made a little bit of contact there. One driver having a good run in the early stages here so far is in that 07, Derek.
Patrick Emmerling runs in the 4th spot right now, but just came over the radio and said with this nightfall coming in and the cooler temperature starting to come, the track's starting to feel slimy. He said the front end is just skating around a little bit, and they don't have the grip that they used to have.
Already got a worn-out, bumpy racetrack, and now it's getting slimy, Ray.
Yeah, and we've seen that with the in-car, with those moving those tires back and forth. Really pretty amazing. The guys are turning left, turning right. Inside with Matt Swanson again. Again, left, right, left, right, left, right. He's getting an upper body workout for sure, Ralph.
He sure is, and he's replaced Rowan Pennick in that number 3, who has retired, making Matt one of NASCAR's next-gen drivers.
Hi, my name is Matt Swanson, driver of the Old Blue number 3, sponsored by Stereo Racing. I got started racing in quarter midgets in 2008. From there, moving into tour-type modifieds at the age of 13, and started running the wheel modified tour when I was 15. Recently started running the 3-car the last 2 races, just going race by race, but other than that, we've been running our family car, the family number 89. Driving the 3-car is just so amazing, just because of the roster of drivers they've had. To be able to add my name in the list, it's just so special, and to be able to bring my sponsor at Starrett along with me for this ride and this journey. I'm Matt Swanson, and that's your NASCAR driver profile.
It's one of the most famous modifieds in the history of this sport, the Old Blue number 3.
Did he say he started driving when he was 13? Did he say that? It's great to see these young kids out there. At 18, he's a veteran.
That's right. Here's Tommy Catalano in the 54, trying to get himself up into the top 10.
Yeah, doing a good job. Tom, that's one of the best-looking cars on the circuit.
Sure is.
Having a good run tonight.
Catalano in that red with the black numeral 54. And he's got the 21 of Ronnie Williams working him over pretty good. Ronnie on the inside gets around him. Dave Sapienza now in the 36 closes in.
Sapienza going to try the outside now. This is really, we got a caution.
Sure do. Calvin Carroll in the 25 is involved in this.
Got some contact there. I think Calvin, his front end's going to need a little work. It looks like he might have contacted the inside wall and then got some contact with the other car.
Is that Melissa Feifel? I believe it is, in the 01, and she drives away. And there's Carroll's machine. See what happened, Ray?
Yeah, right in the inside. You see the spark hit the inside guardrail. They might be able to pull that bumper away from the left front tire and send him right back out.
Wade Cole snuck by on the inside in the 33.
But as I said, very difficult. When you come around that corner, you can almost see from this shot. You really can't see if there's a car sitting down low there. So this is one of those places you really got to be on top of the wheels. We watch the leaders come down pit road.
Yeah, it looks like the majority of the field is heading to pit road. Things are going to get busy down there as they work their way up onto the front straightaway where the pits are. Bouncy on this part of the racetrack, too. Cars are going to wrap around. Derek is down there ready to call the action as Kobe and the rest come to their pit stalls.
It's run and gun time down here on pit road. All of the leaders are coming in for tires. Chase Dowling is in. Patrick Emmerling is in. Your leader, Matt Hirshman, also in. Everyone's taking on tires right now. Doug Kirby, John McKennedy, everyone down here getting that rubber that they need. This track hard on tires. Everyone knew that was going to be the issue. They didn't want to pit in those first couple of cautions because they knew they were going to need some really fresh rubber to be able to go the distance here tonight. When we talked to Phil Moran earlier in the day, they said pitting around lap 75 was way too early. In last year's race, they did that, and when they came in off the track, there were nothing but cords on the tires.
Oh, boy. Kobe having some trouble getting out of there and going over the air hose.
Yeah, Kobe not only had trouble, but our leader had trouble. I saw Matt Hirshman have to back up. Looked like he got blocked in. Actually backed into the front of Kobe. I would bet Matt has lost some spots on pit road.
We'll sort it all out during the break and have the restart for you when we come back to Oswego. Welcome back to the Steel Palace, Oswego Speedway on the shores of Lake Ontario. This is round 12 of 16 for NASCAR's Whelen Modified Tour. Things got underway with Matt Hirshman out front, dominating the first half of this race. Only a couple of cautions so far today. Calvin Carroll touching the inside steel walls. Ralph Shaheen, Ray Evernham, and Derek Perniciglio as we get ready to go. Dave Sapienza will lead us to the green. Woody Pitkat alongside him in the 82. Ray, they did not pit.
No, those guys didn't pit, so we're going to see just how important tires are. And if they're, I'm not sure if this thing goes green for a while, even with a caution, they're going to have enough time to come back through. But let's see how the strategy works out for them.
Justin Bonsignor on the inside of row 2. Keep an eye on the man who leads the points in that 51.
One of the hardest things on used tires when everybody else has got new tires is to get going on those restarts. So you can see right there, Justin Bonsignor was pushing Sapienza a good bit, and Woody Pitkat gets out front.
Well, it'd be a great opportunity for Bonsignor to pounce right now, get the lead, and bury the rest of those chasing him behind a couple of those other cars.
Yeah, I actually thought that Matt Hirshman in 60 was going to lose more spots because of that little issue on pit road, him having to back up, but he hadn't lost that many spots, and he's right there in the thick of things, but he's got to be careful now with that traffic in front of him, and he's got Chase Dowling leading him now.
I'm surprised that Woody Pitkat in the orange 82 is able to get the drive that he got at the start of this race with those worn out tires.
Yeah, so we'll see. You know, it takes, 8-10 laps or so once those tires get some heat back in them, and the guys with the fresh tires. So we'll see whether Bonsignor and Dowling are going to be putting the pressure on him here quickly. He's got a mirror full of some.
A lot different than last year. Live pit stops for this event as opposed to last year's halfway break. Justin Bonsignor said, that's just the way we like it. I like live pit stops because I have the best crew on pit road.
That's a huge statement in this series, Ray, because live pit stops is not the norm. So when they do have them, if you can get that edge, it can really pay dividends.
Oh yeah, especially as close as these cars are. You know, you've got to do everything that you can to get track position. But I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of good pit crews out there, and these guys work pretty hard every week for guys that aren't professionals to get better and better at it. We see some pretty decent pit stars, using that wide 5 pattern. It's not like the small pattern that we use on the Cup stuff. Those things are hard to change the tires on. We're seeing some good racing back through this field as we see Doug Coby now trying to get up there through.
Coby in that number 2 is up at the front as we go on board with Swanson again, who's back in 14th. He's got a lot of cars to pass.
Yeah, he does. He's turned hard to the left there, left. He's there behind Kyle Ebersol, going the inside. Oh, wow.
Hey, we're going to put a bunch of them up into the foam blocks on the outside of the racetrack.
Oh, wow. Some great. John McKennedy and Tommy Baldwin's car.
Yeah, Lutz is involved.
It looks like Emmerling.
Yeah, Emmerling with the big flames coming out the pipes on the right side of the car and the left side. Well, he's belching flames all over the place.
Well, everyone's driving away. No harm, no foul. Terry Labonte used to tell me all the time, if you can drive it away, you don't get credited with a wreck.
A little bit of damage you can see on the driver's side rear of Emmerling's car. Let's see what happens here as they go down to turn 3. Oh, he catches Sapienza.
Yeah, Sapienza on the used tires might have let off a little bit earlier than Emmerling had thought about, and as he spun across the track, the other guys just had no place to go.
Well, and the lack of significant damage can be credited to those foam blocks as opposed to those steel plates. Wow. Let's go down pit side. Derek, what are they saying about Emmerling?
We're down here in the Patrick Emmerling pit, the number 07 modified, talking with the crew chief, Jan Leedy, who's standing up on top of the pit box right now. Asked him what happened to his driver. He said, we just got pinched behind the number 36 car of Dave Sapienza, and it turned us around.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you, it's that guy standing on the box right there, Jan Leedy. He knows his way around Oswego. Up there in New York, there was a time he was very dominant in the modified series as a driver.
Ready to go back to green. Bonsignor on the outside of Pitkat as the flag waves. And that's another interesting thing about Oswego is the flag stands on the inside of the racetrack.
Well, Ralph, that was a fact that I didn't know. Maybe that's why I wrecked. I should have been looking.
You're looking in the wrong spot.
I was going, looking in the wrong spot, yeah.
Bonsignor, he's in the right spot on the outside. Looks like he's got a fast race car up there.
Yeah, those fast race car and those new tires are going to help him power by the outside of Woody Pitkat as he brings Hirshman along with him. They've got Woody pinned down the outside, really can't swing out, and Hirshman's got some great momentum as well.
Contact in there as Pitkat keeps fighting, Derek.
Well, if there's one driver that could use a change of luck this year, it's that number 82 machine of Woody Pitcat driving for Danny Watts. He's only made 9 starts this year. He has 1 top 5 and 2 top 10s. But through that round of pit stops, he was able to cycle back up to the lead. He held the lead for a while. He's still on older tires than the guys in front of him, but he's doing a great job and hoping to turn his luck around tonight with a top 5 or top 10 run.
He really has done a tremendous job up there, Ray.
Yeah, he does. And I'm going to tell you, there's a guy that snuck into the picture, Ralph, we haven't talked about a lot tonight, but that number 6 of Ryan Preece, as we see another caution. See a little bit of foam flying there.
Yep, that's Dave Sapienza, who had also stayed out and didn't get the fresh tires. I'm wondering if they finally wore out on the traction part for, well, the right front sure is done.
Yeah, he's got more than a wore-out tire problem.
Wow.
Yeah, a good amount of damage done to that car.
What happened to Dave here? They made contact on the front straightaway? No, he caught the foam barrier, Ray, up in the middle of 3 and 4.
Yeah, and again, the foam barrier there certainly for a reason. But once, let's see what happens here inside Matt, on board with Matt Swanson. Oh, I'm going to tell you, Ralph, you talk about those wore-out tires. It looked like he just got loose getting in the corner, and that's a little bit tough. That's when you get loose getting in, it normally doesn't have a good ending.
You mentioned Ryan Preece just before the Sapienza incident. Preece, of course, the winner here a year ago.
Yeah, and obviously been doing a great job down in NASCAR land in the Xfinity Series and in the Joe Gibbs car. So great to see him back, and I know that he wants to probably get to victory lane in a modified race. But he's got 2 tough competitors ahead of him there.
He's 3rd in the running order with 23 laps to go. He's on the inside of that orange and white number 6.
And Woody Pitcat is not planning on pitting, so he's going to go all the way on his tires right now, it looks like.
Restart, lap 128. There's your green flag on the inside, Ray.
Sorry, Ralph. Are you sure that was there when I was running there? Maybe I hit the wall so hard I just don't remember.
Battle for second is a great one as Preece works Bonsignor. And they're all chasing Hirshman.
Oh, that crossover move with Bonsignor underneath the Preece there. Classic. Whoa, Preece gets loose getting in the corner again.
Solomito gets up into loose stuff. So does Kobe, and he'll lose a couple of spots because of it. Boy, great action here today with the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour at Oswego.
Preece looks like his car is pretty loose. He's loose getting into the center of the corner there and turning a little bit right. So I don't, if anybody puts some pressure on him, he's going to have a tough time holding that position.
20 laps remaining here. Look at the foam flying. It'll look like it's snowing here, which of course it will in a matter of months, and quite heavily. Swanson watching from his onboard as he gets hounded by Dowling from behind. Kobe trying to get to the inside of Goodale.
Guys know there's less than 20 to go here, so they're doing everything they can to get to the front.
Got to watch that outside. Kobe gets high. Problems here for Craig Lutz, and he's got issues with the left front of his car. That happens on lap 133 of the scheduled 150.
Didn't look like there was a lot of damage there. They might be able to get a left front tire on there without him losing a lap and get him back out.
While they go to work on that car, we'll work through the break and come right back here on NBCSN. Field lining up behind the pace truck where the lights are out as we get ready to go back to green at the Toyota Mod Classic 150. Ralph Shaheen, Ray Evernham, Derek Bernasiglio with you for round 12 of 16 in 2018 for the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour. The big roar here on the shores of Lake Ontario as we go back to racing at the Steel Palace.
Preece side by side with Bonsignor. I'm going to tell you, I'm impressed with Woody Pitcat being able to hang in there with his tires being older than everyone else's.
Yeah, this is a remarkable drive by Pitcat. I mean, he's got some of the best in the business hounding him all on fresher tires on a very fast, bumpy racetrack, and he's holding them off. He's earning his paycheck tonight for sure.
He is, and he's doing a great job, you know, side by side with one of the best to turn wheel there in the modified, Doug Kobe. Kobe now going after Bonsignor. I think Ryan Priest may be just a little bit loose, maybe holding Bonsignor up a little bit.
Bonsignor will try the inside of the 6. Priest tries to squeeze him down.
Bonsignor tries to push him up. That's why they got nerf bars.
Yeah. And it's going to work for Bonsignor, right? He's going to get by him. Closing in on 10 to go here.
Yeah, Ryan having a little bit of trouble holding that car down. Doug's going to try the bottom, look like, too. Yeah, boy, he's loose. Yeah. Yeehaw. And I'm going to tell you, they're not going slow right there either, Ralph.
No, that is one very fast power slide off of 2.
Yeah, Kobe coming to the inside of Ryan Priest now. Ryan just can't get to the throttle with the car being that loose.
Kobe sees the opening, takes advantage of it like a 5-time champion does. Kobe having won the last 4 titles in a row. And Goodale's hanging in here as well. He's in the mix for a potential win here tonight, Derek.
So far, it's a nice run for Eric Goodale in the number 58 machine. The Riverhead Long Island driver has started every single race this year, and he currently runs 8th in the points. Now, that's pretty good if you're racing the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour. But according to Eric, after we talked today, he said that he says we're completely out of the points altogether. So the only thing that matters to me is winning.
No wins, but 3 top 5s for Goodale's. We're on board. Old Blue here with Swanson.
Swanson, that 18-year-old veteran, doing a great job in that car tonight. As he said, big honor to drive it. It's really neat to see that car still on the circuit after all these years.
There's Kobe in the number 2.
A lot of movement. You know, I know that Bonsignor, I'm sure he's trying as hard as he can to close on Matt Hirshman, but he better make sure that he's about to have a mirror full of Doug Kobe here pretty quick.
Kobe 1 win, 5 top 5s this year, 6 top 10s. Laps winding down. Hirshman.
Yeah,
Is this going to be it, Ray?
Shot. Yeah, I don't know. Bonsignor might have been cooling his tires. You know, Hirshman looks so smooth, though, but Bonsignor's closed in on him. You know, he may put the bumper to him.
Boy, Matt Hirshman is what Derek said at the beginning of the show. How many times he's finished third? Oh,
wow.
Priest!
Oh, wow.
Just pounds the steel walls.
Something had to have happened there. A suspension failure, tire, something. Wow, hope he's okay. Gosh, that was a hit.
That was one of the hardest hits we've seen in a long time in a NASCAR Whelen Modified, and it comes coming off of turn 4, one of the fastest parts of this racetrack, as they're fighting to get up to speed, and you could see Ryan moving around in the cockpit, which is a good sign, but he clobbers it, Ray.
Something. Yeah, wow. Have we something definitely wrong there. That car went straight in. Thank goodness he was all right. No foam barrier. That was just a hard hit.
Boy, he just slams into that steel barrier.
It just takes off and goes straight. Almost turned that car over.
Let's hear from Ryan, who's crawled out of the car with Derek.
Well, Ryan Priest walks out of the ambulance. Luckily, he has a bit of a smile on his face in a very scary situation. But, Ryan, you took a hard shot out there. What happened? Did you get pushed or did something break?
No, we were all coming up through the pack. I think we were 3 wide at one point and touched the inside wall just a tick, but it didn't move the wheel and really didn't show any signs of really doing any damage. And getting to the throttle, we're in it hard right there, and then all of a sudden something in the right front just snapped. So not gonna know now because clearly it's toasted, but that just sucks.
Well, the most important thing is Ryan Priest is okay in a day for him that has seen its share of ups and downs.
Well, credit to the construction of these modifieds that he could take a hit like that and be okay, but I guarantee you he's going to be black and blue and very sore in the morning.
Yeah, I said it hurts to hit there. And again, credit to NASCAR and what they've done with the Hans devices and seats in these cars as well.
Coming back for the finish at Oswego. Well, we've seen great racing all night here at the Toyota Mod Classic 150, and we're down to the final few laps to settle this thing. Hirshman on the inside looking for his first win of the year. What's with the smoke?
I don't know. Those guys lock that up and slide the left front. I've been saying for 2 years I don't understand why they do that, but they do. Can't argue. He's leading the race.
And Bonsignor, the most dominant car on the tour, on the outside as we run him with 2 to go here at the Steel Palace.
Whoa! Spinner, who's Chase Dowling. Oh.
And stacking them up on the inside, too, as everybody fights for a spot. Tommy Catalano in the 54 is involved.
Wow. Kyle Eversole. Well, Ralph, you know what that means?
Green, white checker.
Overtime. Do we get paid overtime?
No, unfortunately. Well, I didn't want to tell you about my contract, but I'm not so sure you do. Oh, you got a little help there, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah.
Good deal?
Good deal. Just got into him.
Timmy Solomino on the outside stops just before he makes contact. Well, 2 to go, Ray. Everybody's fighting for turf, right?
You know, and you're down up against that inside wall there, and you know, it's not like Goodale could pull down anymore to give him some room. So once you're against that inside wall, there's not a lot you can do. Yeah. Yeah.
I take that as more hard racing than trying to wedge a guy out of the way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, you know, when you're coming down across there and you're already against that inside wall, you don't have 6 inches to move down to give a guy a break.
Well, that means we're going to try it again. And look at Pickett, still sitting there in the 82 on the outside as Hirshman once again locks up that left front. Smokes him up a little bit.
Yeah, Woody's done a great job to be on that tire, still keeping that car in the top 5 and then going through these restarts. You know, the thing about green, white checker is you hate it as a leader because you got to do what you did last time and do it again perfectly. Because with Bonsignor alongside of him, if he makes just one little mistake, Bonsignor has the lead.
Green flag.
Whoa, oh, no.
Boy, we're going to do it right on the front straightaway.
Was it John McKennedy there and
Craig
Baldwin's
Lutz?
Car and Craig Lutz? Craig Lutz has had an eventful night.
Guess what, Ray? Doing it again.
Are we getting double overtime?
Well, I am. Again, I don't know how your contract
I don't
is.
have a contract, Ralph.
Oh, that could be the
They just
problem
kind of let me in and out.
7NY, one of the more famous numbers in the sport, spun on the front straightaway, much to the frustration of its owner, Tommy Baldwin, I'm sure.
Let's see what happens here. Somebody didn't go on the restart.
Is that Solomino?
Yeah, it looked like, you know, Timmy
spin the tires, you think?
Might have spun the tires, or I don't want to say he missed a gear, but something happened there that he didn't go. So it could have been either one of those things.
Well, McKenna was certainly giving it all he had, and unfortunately, again, there was no room for him to go, and the car behind him gets into him, and it just goes from there.
Here they go. We're going to do it again.
Yeah,
and Matt Hirshman saying, all right, how many times do I have to do this? You know, he, even though he's won here, he doesn't have a tour win for PD Motorsports, and this could be his first win of the year, so he's just got to go through those gears one more time.
Or it could be the 7th win for Bonsignor. What a year.
I guess I said gears. They just got to go through that gear. These cars are 2 speeds now, Ralph.
Well, here we go. Green flag again. Bonsignor tucks in behind Hirshman. Kobe's right there. Pickett hanging on for dear life on the outside. Hirschman's got a car length.
Hirschman's clear, but how about Pickett challenging Kobe on used tires on the outside?
One of the most remarkable drives of the year. Final lap. Hirshman on his way to his first win on the tour this year. And he'll pull it off at the legendary Oswego Oswego Speedway, the victory at the Steel Palace goes to Hirshman.
Well, that was a great show. That's the way modified racing is supposed to be, Ralph. Good, hard, 150 laps. Those guys ran hard.
Matt Hirshman wins the Toyota Mod Classic 150 at the home of the modifieds, the Steel Palace. She threw everything at him, and Hirshman weathered the storm to take the victory. We'll hear from him after this. Back here at Oswego, the Steel Palace is quiet now. Toyota Mod Classic 150 is in the books, and Matt Hirshman is in victory lane, getting ready to crawl out of his modified and celebrate a big win here tonight. You get the window net down, move the belts out of the way. Here he comes, Derek.
Don't drop that on the roof.
A lot of fun down here in Victory Lane. Matt Hirshman, you're making a habit out of winning here at Oswego. You've had so much success, and now a winner on the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour. First time, believe it or not, in over 10 years.
Yeah, it's been a long time, but really for this PD Motorsports team, it hasn't been. It's been a short amount of time, but we've been knocking on the door for 2 years to get a win, a second, 3 thirds in a row. And finally it came together, and no better place than to come here at Oswego, a track that I always said was my favorite track. I loved coming here as a kid. My dad won the big races here, the Bud 200 on Classic Weekend, and I've won before on Classic Weekend here, but this is by far the biggest.
Welcome back to Victory Lane.
Thank you.
The 4th time is the charm for Matt Hirshman. 3 podium finishes in a row, and now the 4th one is a win.
And the all-time tour winner at Oswego just happens to be Matt's dad, Tony, with 3. As we take a look at the results, all the credit in the world to Woody Pitcap for a top 5, finishing 4th.
Yeah, great. And Blake Barney, young man from New Jersey, their 3rd-generation racer. Great to see him with top 10.
Looking back through the field, John McKennedy had those issues on one of those restarts. He'll be credited with 15th at the very end of the night. Chase Dowling looked great early on. He ends up 12th.
We saw Ryan Preece after that hard hit, credited with 19th.
Let's hear from the man who finished 2nd now, Derek.
Well, Justin Bonsignor was fast all day long, comes home in the 2nd spot. And what do you think you had to do to be able to pass Matt Hirshman?
Well, I needed to not mess up on that restart and spin the tires. Really just handed him the lead, and he had a really good car. We were a little too tight on the long run, on that pit stop, after the pit stop, and I don't know if I would have been able to hold him off, but it would have been nice to at least try. But we were coming back to him before that rash of last cautions. I think if with 2 or 3 to go, I would have got to his bumper, and maybe could have tried to get him up off the bottom a little bit. But Matt's a really well-respected and clean racer, so I wasn't gonna do anything to just flat out wreck him. But it would have been nice to have a shot. But those green-white checkers, multiple of them, are just were brutal for us to restart on the outside, and I was fortunate each time to get down to the bottom. But all in all, a good night, and we got beat by somebody that's not racing for points, so that's always a good thing for us.
Tonight, everyone was fighting for the bottom, like you said, but could anybody make the outside work?
A little bit in 3 and 4. 1 and 2 was brutal. You just there was nothing getting in to the center on the outside of 1, and that was where I was losing all my time on restarts. And they would stay even with me down the backstretch, and then either I could cross them over in 3, or you could run the outside in 3 and kind of pinch their momentum. But it's a tough racetrack to get around for sure. I don't know if they had any VHT or PG1 on the track at all, but we probably could have used just a little bit, I think, down in 1 to make it a little better. But all in all, a good night for us. I can't thank Phoenix Communications and my whole team enough. Another good night, and we'll go on to Riverhead back to our home track and try and get another win there.
It's a good day for the points leader.
Yeah, I know that's one of your favorite racetracks too, Ray. As we take a look at the points, Bonsignor just widens it out even more.
Yeah, and he's smiling about going home, but right now he had championship in his eye. He knew he ran 2nd tonight, but he's looking for that big trophy.
Kobe is 4th in the points, but he's got a shot at catching Timmy Solomito, and he had a top 3 here tonight.
Well, Doug Kobe comes home in the 3rd spot tonight, 5-time champion and a former winner here at Oswego. What do you think you could have done differently on that last restart?
Oh,
I tried my hardest. I kept getting up on him, trying to give him a little shove into the corner and see if he'd slip up, but he was just stout all day. I knew from practice he was consistent 17.9s, 18.0s, and even on older tires he was fast. So we were tuning our car in to do that, and we made our car really good. Last year I was disappointed with what we came with, and the track just didn't work for us last year, but I think this year we got something back from what we had 2 years ago when we won, and we had something for him. It just didn't shake out our night to be our night. We came out of the pits 11th and scratched and clawed to come back up through, but the outside was where it was at for me tonight on those restarts, and I was third on all the green-white checkers, which is a great spot to be, but I really couldn't roll the middle too good. I was a little snug in the middle, and had to make my car a little wide with the 51 and the 82 there, and just trying to get a good finish and see if somebody would slip up, and none of us really did. I thought it was a lot of fun. I typically don't say I have fun when I finish third, but we battled all day, and it was a fun race for the Mayhew Tools team.
You said you were having trouble getting through the middle. Is that why you started venturing to the outside lane?
Yeah, 2 years ago, the outside lane was stellar. You could just pull right around somebody and go, and I did that. I passed Justin in the first, 10 laps on the outside, and then we made an adjustment at the pit stop and got the car even better. So I was looking forward to the outside on restarts. I think if I was second on the restarts, I think I could have had something for the 60, but I was just too snug on the bottom and kind of had to do what I had to do to get a third.
Former Oswego winner comes home with a podium finish tonight.
Hey, Ray, you know where the next race is?
Riverhead.
That's right. The Whelen Modified Tour is headed to the Miller Lite 200 at
Riverhead.
That's right. You'll see it Thursday, September 13th at 6 p.m. Eastern from
Riverhead.
That's right. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Well, the Steel Palace sure lived up to its name. They love their modifieds here, whether they have wings on them or non-wings. The NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour put on a tremendous show.
Ralph, that's the way modified racing's supposed to be. Wheel-to-wheel guys turning right, left. You see a little contact there, but great event.
For Derek Perniciglio and Ray Evernham, I'm Ralph Shaheen. Congratulations to Matt Hirshman on the big win here at the Steel Palace. We'll see you next from
Riverhead.